Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Typhoon Lagoon is a paradise that was hit by a typhoon. And this is Laguna Gator, sorry, who is the mascot for Typhoon Lagoon.
Do they go through security here?
No.
Really? So we just gotta find the lockers now?
Yeah, we're on our
You
way.
can hear my audio, it's completely new to me, and I'm not a fan of water parks, but my wife, Betsy, is.
Yeah, so Chris has taken the bullet for this one today because he really hates water slides, but I love them, and I go for like a year or more without getting to go to one. So today is my day, even though it's a very busy day. But the park is very tropical. I think it was opened in 1989, and so all the landscaping is mature. It's very beautiful. You do really feel like you're coming into a resort.
Looks like the kind of boat I would end up with.
Yeah, our first wrecked ship.
Lots of shops, souvenirs, as you can see, which, you know, we're going to have a look because we might need a waterproof case.
Yeah, I lent my waterproof phone case to someone, and I'm afraid that it didn't get returned. So I'm hoping that they have one here. Oh, look, aqua pouch.
There we go.
Perfect. So
We're going to buy one of those.
yeah, while Chris is buying that, I'm just going to show you some of the merchandise that we have here. So you've got your swimsuits. Sorry. And we are just learning how to use this new camera too, so pardon any technical difficulties. Chris is pretty good with technology, but I am practically Amish. I love a good insulated cup for the pool. Of course, you've got shoes, flip-flops, towels. Of course, if you are a Disney Resort guest, you can get a complimentary towel here. Otherwise, I think there's a small charge to rent them. Now, something that is new is that both of the parks are open for the first time since before 2020. So as of May 21st, 2025, Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon are both open. And for 2025, I believe, if you are staying at the Disney Resort, you get free entry into a Disney water park on the day of your check-in. You can see they've got a lot of Lilo and Stitch merch. And I believe that is because we have the movie coming very soon, the live action movie. And I might do a little bit more shopping later. It's just really busy right now, and I think that's because it's almost time for the park to open, but not quite yet. This is what rope drop at a water park at Disney looks like. We're like 1 minute away from being able to go in.
Okay, so far it was fun, the first one. We had to share with these really nice ladies, and we didn't make sense because you only allow 4 in it too, but I guess it's a safety rule, which I thought was a bit odd because I wouldn't have thought 4 small children would be that safe and that big too, but we'll see. But so far so good.
So we're getting ready to try the Crushing Gusher, which is a water coaster, and we get to carry our tubes up a lot of stairs, so that's bound to make Chris very happy.
Yep, because I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
All right, we will pause for now.
So we're heading up now. Should be fun. So if you're watching this video, you're enjoying our first video content, and hopefully you enjoy our review. Later on, we're going to be having something to eat, probably a couple of beers, because If you buy a souvenir cup, apparently you get cheaper refills, which is always worth it.
All right, I guess we're gonna do the...
We're nearly here now.
So the Crusher Gusher is supposed to be a former produce facility that was ravaged by the typhoon. And Banana is closed currently, so there's only 2 options. I think we chose pineapple. Tell them what we're about to do.
Go on a water slide that I'm not happy to go on, but I'm going to do it anyway. We have to get in the side, turn around, and then sit comfortably in. But at least there is somebody else that's going to suffer. So anyway, hopefully it's awesome.
And we'll edit out. All right.
Oh, righty. Yeah, you got to hold on to both hands.
Yeah, we're ready.
Want me to hold the camera before we go?
No, we're ready. How was it?
Not nice. It's just, I'm having a great time.
Okay, so these are the park hours. We're gonna be walking by the big wave pool. And this is the largest wave pool in North America. And if you have kids, like the waves here actually do get pretty large. You'll hear like a horn, and then it's like a 6-foot wave. So hold on to your children, or if they're not great swimmers, they do offer free life vests. So I would highly encourage that you put one of those on them. We'll go there later. We're gonna ride more slides, much to Chris's delight.
I'll try my best. I think my max might be 4. So this will be the 3rd. Just saying.
And I'm gonna hand the camera over to you.
So
that's Laguna Gator's house. We'll have a look at that later.
Is that a restaurant?
That is a restaurant, yeah.
Oh, okay, a light restaurant. Anyway, we'll catch up again once we get to the ride.
So, getting ready to ride Keel Hole Falls, which is another water slide, but this one is a raft.
Single raft, so it should be fun. I'm really excited, seriously. So we're in line. There is Miss Tilly up there. Not sure what Miss Tilly's all about. I'm really excited. Stood in line waiting to get wet yet again. Looking forward to it. All right, here we go. Actually, this isn't fun. This is not too bad. Oh, actually, no. Oh, changed my mind. Changed my mind. Here I come. There we go. I'm alive. Okay, so this is where you actually pick up your sliders and then go up the stairs. Should be fun. Mayday Falls. Here we go. The park looks amazing. Okay, so here we go again. This is going to be fun. Yet another roller coaster water ride I'm being forced to go on. thank you. Whoa! I don't know what happened there, but man, wow, that's rough. Did you get them ridges?
Yeah.
Oh, that was not good. Yeah. I actually came to a stop because it smacked in the wall. My arm got smacked into the wall. It's really hurting. My wrist is. I had hold of the handle. I don't know if it was I wasn't sat properly on the raft. Are you meant to have your legs out or in?
Yeah, I ran my leg into the wall.
Yeah, I did too. Twice. Okay, so far so good. As you can see, we're behind the inflatable Mickey. That last ride here, I hit my hand, backed me into a wall, so you do have to be careful and hold on to things properly. Mayday Falls was a bit Mayday if you ask me. Alright, more content later. Big wave.
The Mary Oceaneer, collector and protector of nautical treasures. And once again, Misadventure Falls, which...
So we're now heading to get something to eat. I believe there's a lot of little places together to eat at, so it should be fun. Okay, see you there.
Oh, the same.
Bring your ID.
No.
I did say we'd need ID.
Can we all for you?
Yeah, let me get my credit card.
Comes out to $59.09. Oh, can I get a name for the order?
Chris.
Now we're going.
Okay, just ordered the food as you can see. I just got the fish and the chicken with fries, $12.50 I believe it was.
Land and Sea.
If you want a draft there, import as they say, not domestic, it's 15 something, 15.25, and then refills are like $9, so not too bad. Not the greatest service, but still, you know, decent enough food. Just don't expect gourmet meals.
Noticing that it is starting to flood. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I wasn't able to stand upright on that one. On Typhoon Lagoon. We like to rate things in terms of like skip it, don't do it, good value, worth the splurge, or bucket list. And I have to come down on to good value, I think.
Which is news to me about those ratings. I didn't know we were going with them ratings.
That's not even true. We talked about it. Anyway.
But I'm going to go with it.
Right now, because if you're staying in a Disney resort, your first day, you get to go to the water park for free. Do it. 100%. We had a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time. I mean, we paid like just over $50
each.
Yeah. And I don't think that was bad. It is, you know, I'm not familiar with water parks. They're not on my list of things to do.
But he was a good trooper.
Yeah, I managed
bit.
to do four rides and whine a little bit and everything, and that, you know. The food we got was, what you saw the pictures of, was okay. It was just okay. Price-wise, I didn't think $12.50 was bad because I am familiar with park food, as you can see, and it's not cheap, but I didn't think that was too bad for what you got for your money.
I would say that of all the things that let it down, it would probably be the food. And that's because
Yeah.
we know, like, so we got the Land and Sea, which was fish, fried fish and chicken tenders. And,
Tenders, yeah.
Yeah, we're not 8 years old, but we still like it.
We still
And-
like simplicity. There were other places we didn't discover that you could get chicken, rice bowls, shrimp bowls, things like
So
that.
that's on us. But I will say this, that what disappointed me about it is that the fish didn't taste fresh at all.
No.
Not even like just frozen and just like it didn't.
No,
it
it
didn't
was
taste
very
very
small
good.
pieces of fish, like a Gorton's or
And
something.
we know for a fact that Disney can do fried
Well,
fish
yeah.
really, really
We've had
well.
plenty of times fish and chips at Disney, and it's been good,
Amazing.
so, yeah.
And the fries were skinny fries. They weren't not that good.
Just average.
So that was disappointing.
My other criticism is, I prefer not to use that word, but I'm going to, is that when you buy a beer, you have to buy the souvenir cup no matter what. Whether you get a domestic or what they call an import. Domestic basically is Miller Lite, Bud Light is basically. And then everything else, which technically is domestic, like all the micro
Sam
brews,
Adams.
they're considered imports, and that's a couple of bucks more. I think it was $15.25 for the cup and then $9 for refills.
Which $9 for a theme park beer is
It's not
good.
terrible. It's really not terrible. But I find it odd that you have to, the first time you purchase it, you've got to take your cup. You've got to buy the cup and then you take the cup back. It just didn't make sense to me why you don't have a souvenir option with the refills and a regular option. That just didn't make sense to me at all, because everywhere does that, where you can buy at Disney, Epcot, all the parks will have you can buy it in a souvenir cup. Well, there's no thing for refills. Regular beer is whatever it is.
This is my Jesus touched my water
Yeah,
cup.
she likes to interrupt me. But anyway, whatever it is, and that's really good, and I think that's good stuff. My other, I want to say, criticism, but that's something I wish Disney would change, because you should have that option. If you want a souvenir cup, great, get it. You like it. It's just a plastic cup, and if you're only going to be here, like if you're coming from out of town, whatever, overseas, that kind of stuff is great, I'm sure. But it's not always for me. My other thing is, surprisingly going in, was nobody was checking bags for security purposes, which I'm not saying you should be doing. I just found it a bit strange that there was no kind of security check, because people were bringing in giant coolers of things.
And I think in retrospect, we would have brought a cooler as well, because it's hot and
Yeah.
and it would be nice to be able to bring in like some cans of seltzer
Right.
or some like Cokes or
Yeah, and just-
juices or something, or even some snacks.
And to give you the background, we live like literally 15 minutes from all these parks, so for us it's easy. So we can go for a few hours. Obviously, if you're visiting from out of town, you want to make a day of it. We did notice that you can rent these cabanas and everything. We looked at renting one, but they weren't available this weekend, probably because it's a holiday weekend. But we have looked into that stuff before. Couple of tips I wanted to point out, but I'll let my lovely wife speak first.
I would say our other tip is don't go on a holiday weekend, because it was busy.
And we should know
don't have
better.
a choice really but to go on the weekends. And I know that everybody says go on a weekday,
Right.
but we work. We got on. So I think the pro tip is we got there at rope drop, and we got in 4 slides
In like an hour.
pretty
Yeah.
quickly, and we didn't wait a long time.
No, that was easy.
But then we took a quick break and had something to eat, and then it
She went
got
on
a lot
the
longer.
she went on the slide where you don't get the dinghies, and I ain't gonna do that stuff. So, but I think overall, if you want to quit, if you want to, what we'll call my tip of the day is, when you get there early. And I noticed everybody was running to find a spot to sit in, and I do recommend that if you're looking for shade. If you're going to be there a day, you've got a family, go there. Put your towels down, put your little cooler down with waters. Obviously don't put anything expensive, because they do have lockers for rent. $10 for a small, $15 for the large.
And if you have anything at all,
Right,
get the large.
Get the large. If you have a few extra items, valuables, you just want to keep safe, get the large, because we managed to get our 2 large beach towels, our bag, wallets, etc. in the locker, in the large locker. Not sure we could have done it in the smaller locker. So just an FYI, get the large locker for the sake of $5 for the day. It's worth it. Pretty simple process. Credit card in the machine, it picks you a locker. It tells you to put in a PIN number that you can remember, so that locker has your PIN number. It's pretty straightforward process. So you're back and forth with the locker. Nice thing where the lockers are, there is 2 bathrooms there, women's and men's bathrooms. What you're going to find in the bathrooms is they actually have changing rooms in the bathrooms. Little curtains that you pull aside and you can cover up, do you know what I mean? Some, you know, bring an extra pair of clothing when you leave for the day, so you can put on dry clothing in case you're going anywhere. You don't want to get everything wet, etc. You're going to dry off by the time you come out, but just a little tip there as well.
One thing I do believe is that most of the resorts don't send buses directly to the water park, so usually you have to take the bus to Disney Springs, and then Disney Springs will have a bus that takes you to the park. So you might want to consider whether or not you want to take an Uber or if you want to drive yourself, because it's free to park, which is crazy in Disney World.
That is a bargain. For Mickey Mouse to get you free parking is extremely rare, except for that and Disney Springs.
Yes.
Trust me, Mickey giving you something free is extremely rare.
So, understand that the process to take the buses to get to the water parks could be 30 minutes to an hour or more.
Right.
It's not efficient. So take that in mind. There are rideshare options that can get you there pretty quickly and for not a lot of money.
One more thing to note, there was only one shop with merchandise. I wasn't aware of another one. It wasn't a bad shop, it was decent. They did have my specialist size, extra little. Nobody has that these days for some reason. But there was some good merchandise in there, very different because it's Typhoon Lagoon, so it's very different Disney merchandise. Prices weren't bad. We forgot our pouch, so we bought a water pouch for $25. You're going to pay that anywhere else. It was a good one.
Flotation.
It floats and everything. She liked it. It was easy to get in and out of. So yeah, that was pretty good. Overall, it was a good, decent little shop, but you know.
And I would say, apologies for some of the footage because we're new at this, and I might have done a couple of slides where I accidentally filmed my shirt.
Which is fine.
Or I thought I was recording and I wasn't recording. I think that maybe learning as we go along that choosing a water park was probably not the easiest thing to film the first time out the
But overall, yes, it is good value. And you know, for me and my wife, we're hot in Orlando. I would say Typhoon Lagoon was somewhat hot in Orlando. It's going to be hot in Orlando or not in Orlando. That's what I would say.
Okay, yeah.
That's my rating.
That was a little bit cheesy.
It was cheesy, thank you.
Sorry. I say good value, especially if you're staying at the Disney Resort. Definitely take advantage of your free day. And I know that our international friends get the 14-day pass. For sure, absolutely take a couple days at the water park.
Go and enjoy yourself.
It's a nice break. And if you're an annual pass holder, again, $50, not a bad deal.
So we hope you enjoyed our first video. We're going to try and do more. Hopefully we'll get better at this. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. Also, you can email us with any questions. We are hotinorlando@gmail.com.